Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of data representation and interpretation, and more specifically we're going to focus on measuring the center of data, so the mean, the mode and the median. So the data we're going to use to do this is the first 11 games of the 2013-2014 NBA season for the Boston Celtics. Okay, so we can see here that of their first 11 games they scored 87, 98, 77, 88, 97, 91, 111, 120, 83, 96 and 88. So we're going to use those data, or that data, to determine some of the stats. So the first thing we need to know is the mode. Now the mode is just the most frequent number, so the number that comes up the most. Ideally we want to put these in numerical order first. Alright, so when you get some data, the first thing you want to do, rewrite it in numerical order. Let's just grab a different color here. So we've got 83, we then have 87, oops, better put 77 at the front. We've got two lots of 88. Let's cross them off. We then get a 91. We've then got 96. We've then got 97, 98. And you can see I'm crossing them off as I go, so that I make sure I've got them all correct. And 120. Just by looking at this set of data, you can see that the most frequent number, or the number that comes up the most, is in fact 88, because it comes up twice and no other number does that. So therefore, the mode is going to be 88. So now we're going to look at the median value. Okay, so the median value refers to the middle value of your statistics. So again, we need to put them in numerical order. Conveniently done this already based on our results from the last slide. So the middle value, if we know there's 11, okay, because we did talk about the first 11 games, there is a formula you can use, which is n plus 1 divided by 2, and that's going to give us the value that we want. In this particular case, n equals 11. Alright, so we can say 11 plus 1 divided by 2, we know that's going to be 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So therefore, this is going to be the median value, and in this particular case, it's the sixth value, so I can count along and find that 91 is actually our median value. Another way you could do it is, I'll use a different color. You could simply cross off 1 at either end until you end up getting to the middle, and we're going to have 91. Okay, the last thing we're going to calculate today is the mean. Now the mean is simply another way of saying the average. To get the average, you add all the numbers and then you divide the total by the number of values you have. So in this case, it's 11. So if we're going to add all these numbers up, you can use a calculator to do that, you'll end up with 1036. And we're going to divide by 11. Now if we divide 1036 by 11, we're going to end up with 94.18. So our mean value is going to be 94.18 points per game. Okay, so you're now going to be asked to find the mode, the median and the mean of a set of data. Alright, in the next slide, pause the video and try and answer the questions. Once you think they've got them correct, resume the video and we'll go through the answers. Okay, so as previously stated, determine the mode, the median and the mean for the following numbers. Please feel free to pause the video here, have a go at them, and when you think you've got them correct, resume the video and we'll go on to the answers. Okay, so let's see how you went. Well, remember the first thing you need to do is you need to put the numbers in numerical order, okay, as we've put just here. So from smallest to biggest. And then remember the mode is the most frequent number. So you can see we've got a 95 and a 95. But we've also got a 96 and a 96. And in this particular case, we have two modes. So the modes are actually 95 and 96 because they're both the most frequent number. Now the median value, okay, remember the median value here, we've got 11 values. So using our formula, n plus 1 over 2 is 11 plus 1 over 2, which is 12 over 2, which gives us our sixth value. We can then just count along, and we find out that 95 is our median value. We could have done that obviously by cancelling off, but we chose to use the formula. Just on a side note, cancelling off does work, but it does get really tedious if we have a lot of numerical values. Alright, this way is a little bit easier. And remember our mean, you add up all the values and you divide by how many numerical values you've got. So if we add all these values together, we end up with 1028. And if we divide that by 11, because that's how many values we've got, that's going to give us an answer of 93.45 points per game.